What are the best towns in Southern Oregon? I am so glad you asked, because as a 30-plus year resident of the area, I know it very, very well, and I'm happy to share a little bit of insight with you in just a few seconds on what my favorite towns are of Southern Oregon. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Brian Simmons with eXp Realty here in Southern Oregon. Happy to see you. It is October 26th, and hopefully you've got your Halloween costumes picked out and your candy stocked up, because Halloween is just around the corner. Listen, if you could do me a big favor and just hit the like button and click on that subscribe icon and share this video with anybody you know who's looking to buy or sell real estate in Southern Oregon, I'd really appreciate that. If you're curious what your home's worth or you're looking to do some house hunting, check out the description of this video for some super helpful links, including my website, buyingsouthernoregon.com. Now, before we go into the best towns in Southern Oregon, I'm going to tell you a real quick market update so you have an idea of what's going on here locally in the real estate market. Within Jackson and Josephine counties of Southern Oregon, we have 1,182 active single-family residential listings on the market as of this morning. We've been hovering around that same mark for a few weeks now, so not a lot of movement there on the inventory side. We have had 90 new listings hit the market in the last week, 140 price changes, 31 listings came back on the market, 76 went pending, 91 closed, and 59 were taken off the market through either being expired, withdrawn, or canceled, okay? That all brings us to just under 13 weeks worth of inventory based on a snapshot of that 1 week, and that's about 3 months, okay? So we're sitting at about 3 months worth of inventory. What is interesting to me is that we've been sitting right at about 8% of our available inventory every week going closed, okay? So we're closing 8% of the available inventory that's on the market. We've been doing that every week since June, okay? We've been hovering right around that mark. It's interesting to me that that number hasn't been trending one way or the other, despite what we've been seeing with rising mortgage rates and all those sorts of things. I just think that that's something that jumped out to me, and I think that's because it probably goes against what we're hearing in the news, that, you know, demand is drying up and all that kind of stuff, because what that tells me is that demand is actually staying stable, and I talk actually more about why that is in the video that I did last week, and so I'm going to create a link to that video in the at the end of this one. So take a look at that if you're curious of why demand is staying strong in the area. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the best towns in Southern Oregon. And again, as a 30-year resident, I'm going to give you my opinion on what I think are the best towns in the area, not based on really any particular metric or criteria or anything like that, and not presented in any particular order. These are just the towns that I like to spend my time in, and what I find from selling real estate in the area, what my clients have found to be the best towns. So I'm going to go ahead and dive right in. First is Jacksonville. Okay, Jacksonville is a population of about 3,000 people, and it is absolutely beautiful. It has that historic charm that comes with old towns like that, with the historic buildings and all that kind of stuff. They do such a good job of decorating it for the holidays with the lights, and it just has that really, really great feeling when you go through the town. It's just an awesome town. People love it. When I have people come visit from out of town, whether it be clients or family or anything, Jacksonville is always at the top of the list of where we say to go visit, or where we try to go out to dinner. Really, really a great town. Lots of shops, lots of good restaurants. The Brit Festival is in Ashland, which has a lot of concerts, and just a really, really beautiful park there. So you got to have Jacksonville on this list of best towns in Southern Oregon. Very, very popular town. Little higher price point than most of the places on this list that we're going to go through today. But Jacksonville is absolutely one of the best towns in Southern Oregon, no question. Next on the list is Central Point. Central Point is a population of about 19,000 people, and in my opinion, it could be one of the best places to raise a family in Southern Oregon, okay? Loads of parks, lots of new construction, very clean and updated city. They've done a lot to just kind of make the downtown section easier to pass through. Really, really, you know, nice job there by the city. The schools have great reputations there, and also, as the name implies, it is central. So it's very easy to get there, you know, from Central Point into Medford or to the freeway. If you're commuting to a different part of the valley, or if you're trying to get over towards, you know, the Eagle Point area or White City or anything over there, it's very, very easy to get throughout the valley from Central Point. So it's very popular for those reasons. Great town. I used to live there myself, and so I know that one again very, very well, and love it. And I saw a lot of people homes in Central Point. It's again, a very, very popular place because it just appeals to so many types of people. And you can find a nice, newer home in that area that's still pretty reasonable. Speaking of being centrally located, next on the list is the town of Rogue River. Okay, positioned right between Medford and Grants Pass. It's very, very convenient for any of those who travel to both areas for work. So maybe one of you, in your family, one of you works in Medford and the other works in Grants Pass. Rogue River is a great option for families like that. Or if you commute from work to one place or the other, great for that as well. I love the town of Rogue River. I grew up in Rogue River. I live in Rogue River currently. And I can tell you, I mean, I think it's an awesome little town because it has all the amenities that you could ever need: a grocery store, hardware store, pharmacy, doctor's office, all of it. Really good restaurants. And if you really, if you need to go into town for bigger shopping, there's stores like Walmart, Fred Meyer, Winco, Home Depot. All those are like 10 minutes away in Grants Pass. So very, very convenient for those reasons. Also, river access is here in the town, hiking trails, biking trails, all sorts of outdoor recreation activities available here, like most of Southern Oregon, but a large amount of it actually just available right here within the town. So I'm a huge fan of Rogue River. Obviously, I live here, but I don't think you could make a list of the best towns in Southern Oregon and not have it on there. So great little town. Again, population about 2,400 people, so smaller than most on this list, but very, very great little town. Another little small town that I love is Shady Cove. And Shady Cove is another river town. So river flows right through it, which creates a lot of beautiful scenery and a lot of great riverfront homes. Okay, so Shady Cove has lots of good riverfront properties, and that creates, because the river going through the town, lots of recreational opportunities there as well. And that's even compounded more so because you have Lost Creek Lake just a few miles up the road. So you have, boating and fishing and rafting and all those types of activities right there in the town of Shady Cove, which is fantastic. So similar to Rogue River, it also has all the amenities you can need right there in town: grocery store, hardware store, restaurants, all that stuff's right there. Awesome little town. Big fan of Shady Cove. Next up is the biggest town on this list, and that is Grants Pass. Okay, Grants Pass has about 39,000 people, and I think it's a really good town because, number one, it is much more affordable than most of the other towns on this list. It's in Josephine County, and so the property taxes, are significantly lower than they are in Jackson County, especially if you're outside of city limits and you're in the areas surrounding Grants Pass. Okay, property taxes are quite a bit lower in those scenarios. Love Grants Pass because it's a great downtown scene, good restaurants. Again, like very accessible. There's 3-lane road on 6th Street and 7th Street that are both one ways going through town, making it very easy to get around. And again, it's a river town, so the river goes right through it. That creates a lot of good recreational opportunities. That creates a lot of beautiful riverfront home listings. And it's awesome. I mean, hospitals right there in town, lots of employment opportunities throughout the area. So really, in my opinion, probably one of the most underrated towns that is on this list, and honestly in the area. I think Grants Pass is fantastic. I think it's a great option for people looking to buy, particularly at a maybe the average price point of the area or below. I think it's a very, very good option for people looking there. And there's plenty of higher end listings in Grants Pass too, like I said, that are riverfront, that are fantastic. So great option, Grants Pass. Love it. Beautiful town. Next on the list is what I'm going to say is a town, but it's kind of actually not a town. It's Applegate, which is an area more than it is a town. So we'll call it Applegate/Rouge. But anyways, population about 1,500. An absolutely beautiful area. Okay, the Applegate Valley and Rouge is stunning. Vineyards, farms, all that kind of stuff's going on out there. The Applegate River flows right through it, and you can go out there and see salmon going up the river and all sorts of cool stuff. You also have parks like Cantrell Buckley Park right on the river with some great swimming holes. Applegate Lake is right up the road where you could go fishing and paddleboarding and all sorts of cool stuff. Great hiking trails out there. But Applegate Rouge area is absolutely fantastic. Beautiful area. A little more rural. So if you're looking for, if you're okay with being, 20 minutes to the grocery store, it's a good option for you. If you're looking for that kind of country vibe, where you want to have, an acre of land and maybe a garden and that type of stuff, Applegate is wonderful for that. So if that's what you're after, great place to be looking right there, Applegate/Rouge. and one of my favorite towns on this list, without a doubt. Last but certainly not least is Ashland. Okay, Ashland has a population of about 21,000 people, and it's actually pretty different than a lot of areas in Southern Oregon. Okay, it's a college town to a liberal arts university, and as a result of that, it's politically much more liberal than the rest of the area. So that brings in a lot more culture and things like the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, the Ashland Independent Film Festival. There's museums like the Science Works Museum, and really, and a great area. I love going to Ashland, and it's a very popular place for date night, for example, for a lot of couples across Southern Oregon, because the restaurants are really good. There's a lot of good shops, lots of good art studios, and so it's a good spot to go grab a dinner and then take a walk around the plaza and check out some of the shops. So very, very popular for that. Hands down, best food scene in Southern Oregon. Not even a comparison, in my opinion, to other areas of the Rogue Valley. You can get really, really good quality, Italian food or sushi or whatever it is. There's a lot of really, really incredible options in Ashland, and great hotels and those sorts of things as well. Lots of great recreation, again, with Mount Ashland being right up the road. So skiing is available there. Fantastic mountain biking is available. Immigrant Lake creates another great place for paddleboarding and boating and all sorts of fun stuff to do there. And overall, just a great spot. Ashland's fantastic. Bit pricey compared to other places on this list. Probably the highest. Ashland and Jacksonville, definitely the two highest, but they're probably neck and neck. And it's worth it though, because it offers something that's totally different. So if you're after that different type of vibe, the more cultured, more frankly politically liberal town, then that's the place to be checking out for sure. So that's the list. Those are my favorite towns in Southern Oregon, the best towns in Southern Oregon, I'd say. If you're considering moving to the area, I'd be more than happy to help you find the perfect home in any of those towns or somewhere else across the area here. So please don't hesitate to reach out. You can call me directly at 541-954-7758, and I'd be more than happy to help you. And please don't forget to hit the like button, click on that subscribe icon, and share this video with anybody looking to buy or sell real estate in Southern Oregon. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.